Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Paladin Financial Talk. I am Matt Bryant. I am your host today, and we are here with the wonderful Tony Shore.
Great to be here with you. Thanks for that great introduction, Matt. Always good to see you.
Yes.
I'm excited. We got the B list out of the way. Ellie, Jeff,
Right.
Nikki. I've been waiting for you for your chance to come back around.
Okay.
I know you guys rotate who does the show, but Matt, we always have a good time on the show. You always bring it. You bring your A game.
Right.
That's what I love.
Uh-huh.
And Jeff Quick, actually, to give him a shout out, the last couple he's done, he's brought his A game.
Okay.
I used to.
So he finally stepped up. Okay.
Finally, after all these years.
I've been waiting on that.
Oh, that's funny.
Geez.
We kid. Yep. So this is going to be a good one. But now you've been busy lately. I know you do some workshops or seminars.
Yes, we've been doing a lot of seminars. So I've done one every other week, probably since February or so.
Okay.
Jeff Foley's been out there doing them. We got other client-facing events coming up. One focused on women coming up this Saturday, actually.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So we have a variety of things happening. So it's not just me that's busy. The whole company, we've got a lot going on.
You do. So if our listeners or viewers out there wanted to go to one of your workshops or seminars, those are open to the public and there's no cost, correct?
Correct. Yep.
However, they do fill up. They can fill up and you need to reserve a slot though.
Yep. So PaladinFinancial.com, we list all the events that we have coming up.
Okay, good.
We do them around the Twin Cities. So I live in Forest Lake, so all the way from Forest Lake down through Ham Lake, St. Paul, White Bear.
Sure.
The side of the metro. So you can go on there, you can reserve, they fill up. We actually shut down registrations a lot of times because they're too full.
They're full, yeah. I mean, you can only hold so many people. And I know you're a popular guy.
That's right.
And our viewers know they get the good looks and charm part, but there's a lot of education that you bring with it.
Yeah, I'm hilarious, but there's also good financial information, and it's an hour presentation. There's no obligation to you to come sit and listen and see what we have to say. And it's a good event.
Yeah, excellent. Well, that sounds great. So just check out, and it's PaladinFinancial.com.
Yep. And we have a section on there for all kinds of upcoming events, whether for the seminars and the presentations or for existing clients. We do a whole series of
client events
as well.
Yeah, for your clients. That's great. Well, I think that's awesome. And I've been to a number of the client events, and they're always rewarding, educational, fun. You get to network with other people. You get to see your advisors and see the team there. And you guys have such a great team. I do love it. Now, today on the show, you said you wanted to call it Financial Spring Cleaning, which reminds me, this is the year I'm going to do not financial spring cleaning. Well, I'm doing some of that too, but we've been in our house 28 years, Matt, raised 3 kids there.
Oh, yeah.
We have 3 cats, a dog. So we have accumulated a lot of stuff. We're not going to use the H word, hoard, but over 28 years and 3 children, you in the same house, after a while, it gets crazy.
It's wild. Like the amount of stuff you accumulate and you stash it away, and, brand new clothes hanging in your closet from 6 years ago, or
it's like a tag. I found clothes tag on it.
Yeah. Tag on it. And it's like, what are we doing here?
Right. So I told my wife and kids, my kids are all grown and out of the house. Well, 2 are in college, but I would love it if they would go out of town for a 3-day weekend, 4 days, maybe. Give me 4 days. I will rent a gigantic dumpster and I will clean out that garage, the storage area above, the basement. I will thoroughly clean. And I said, I will do it. I'll do it on my own, or get a buddy to help. Maybe I'll get Adam, my son, over to help. I was like, I want to go through it, but I have a method, and I've done it before, at least to some extent, but this is going to be a big one. We're doing the whole garage and the whole house. We're going to get a dumpster, and then you have 3 categories. You have keep, goodwill or giveaway, goodwill, and then trash. Yep. And it has to go in one of those 3. And that trash pile has to be the biggest. Goodwill can be a big pile. but I don't want to see hardly anything in that keep pile. And I told my wife and kids that.
Yeah.
And that's for my stuff as well, right?
So, oh, yeah. And we started, my wife and I, and life happens, so you get busy, but trying to do one room every month or two.
Yeah,
so
that's
like,
a great idea.
Pull it all out, clean everything, but also when you put stuff back, which goes to donate, which goes to trash, because you just get so much stuff.
And the more you can donate, the better. I think that should be the biggest pile. Unfortunately, a lot of the stuff needs to go to the trash.
Yeah.
But we just have so much, especially in our garage. We have a lot of trash. From our house, I think we have a lot to donate. But if we haven't used it, there's boxes in there we haven't touched in 20 years plus.
I found a box of college textbooks. Like, I didn't open them in college. I'm not going to open them now. Like,
I didn't open them.
What's the point of having them? I tease, of course. But you're right.
That's a good one.
And so, and we've taken a step further as far as gifts go. We try to give, when we give gifts to each other or whatever, like less things and more like, hey, experiences or stuff to do.
Go someplace, events.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're starting to do that. We took the whole family to a Saints game.
Yes.
We all went out for Easter brunch. Those are the kind of gifts that are great. Or if they need cash or something, but not little items.
Yeah, just clutters things.
Yeah.
And that's, everybody does some sort of spring cleaning, or at least tries to at some point. But what we see often in our line of work is the financial side gets neglected for years and years on end. So we're going to talk about financial spring cleaning today.
Okay.
Because if you're cleaning up your house, your physical life, whatever it may be, now's a good time to take a step back and actually look at your financial life.
Yes.
You're probably doing a lot of things good, but there's a lot of things that can be tidied up, so to speak.
Okay. So, where do you want to begin?
Well, got a few different topics here. Some of these are just basic tips that you probably know about, but this is going to help be a reminder to actually do something about it. As we go through the rest of the month, my colleagues are going to dive deeper on various topics as far as financial spring cleaning goes. So we're not doing it. It's not just one episode. There'll be a month of episodes talking about what are the things that you should be doing in your financial life to get them cleaned up. So this is going to be more high level. We'll go a little bit deeper as the month progresses. So to get started, everybody has the junk drawer, right?
Yep.
You have to have a junk drawer. Some people probably have 2 or 3 junk drawers.
We have 2.
Yep.
At least.
So we got to do the junk drawer audit. So let's go through all that stuff that we accumulate, receipts that are stashed in your wallet or in your wherever you store your wallet at home. Take a look at your accounts and see how many unused subscriptions you have. Have a few. I'm guessing
hitting a little close to home.
That's right.
Yeah. 10 plus probably right here as far as like streamers. I have 10 plus right now, and it's just with 3 kids. There's 5 of us total. We've ended up with about 10, and I know we're not using them.
No, and I have people tell me that, oh, we only have 2 or 3, and it's like, see if it's actually useful. Like, do you need to watch? I can't call it TV anymore, but you need to watch TV through 6 different mediums, or
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. So it gets a little ridiculous. So that's an easy one. That's one that people neglect.
Yeah. If you need 10, if you need more than 5 streaming services, even more than 3, you're probably watching too much TV, or you're not.
True.
Or you're not. If you're using them, you're watching too much TV. You need to get out more often.
And so there's services out there that will scrub through your bank accounts and see what they are and probably figure it out. But another thing is, what if you just canceled them? All of them might be aggressive, but canceled them, and then as you see the need to have them, add them back in.
Yes.
You'll probably figure out that you don't need 10. You'll probably go 6 months without even thinking about a couple of them. So it's not a ton of money that you're saving, but
it adds up over time. I'll tell you that.
You could spend an hour or 2 and probably save $1,000 a year by just doing some basic.
And if you include streaming, internet subscriptions, online subscriptions, services,
Mhm.
all of any monthly payments that you're making, you got to look at them.
And so I have Sirius XM because I drive a lot.
Yeah, my
And
wife does as well.
And so every year or two, it pops up to be 30 some bucks.
Mhm.
And I found out if you go online to their chat service and spend, not lying, less than a minute saying, hey, this is too much, they'll drop you back down to the intro offer. And that difference is almost 20 bucks a month.
No way.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
For the
Good
platinum
tip.
package or whatever. So just take a look at it.
Yeah.
See if it's necessary. If it is, see if you can do anything to lower the cost. Again,
Yeah.
it's not going to make or break your retirement, but if you can save $1,000 or $2,000 a year,
right,
why not?
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
And also all your files you have laying around. If you've got a file cabinet or a box full of stuff from 2010, like there's a privacy risk there. Not that anybody's going to break in and take it, but why do you have all these files that you don't need just floating around? You're not going to probably ever look at them, shred them, save them, if you scan them if you need to, but get out of the clutter, out of the physical life. And
there are places that do shredder events where it's free.
Yeah, we did one a month ago. 2 months
you
ago.
guys did one. Yeah, and I find that very handy when you do that.
Yeah,
I like it.
Just get rid of it. It's very satisfying too to throw stuff away. I found
it feels so good. Yeah.
The next one is the closet purge. So
what's that?
We're gonna relate it to budgeting. So
okay.
We talked about all the clothes with tags on it still hanging in the closet. When you look at your budget, does that budget reflect who you are and your life right now? Or do you have line items on there and things you're spending money on that, don't fit you anymore? Like that shirt you bought back when you're planning on losing 30 pounds and I'll fit into
when
it
I was
eventually.
planning on losing 100 pounds. And then,
but your lifestyle changes.
Yeah.
Or kids come in and out of the house.
Oh, yeah.
Look at your budget, see where that money's actually going, and figure out, does this actually reflect who I am as a person, and start making changes.
And is your money working for you? Where is it at? Where is it going? Right.
Yeah. And it's good too, to see, and this is a big part of the conversations when we sit down with somebody who's looking to become a client, is what are your expenses each month? And it's, we think it's 2,000 or 3,000. It's like, okay, well, you need to dial that in and figure it out. And then it comes up at the next meeting or sometime in the future that, okay, we actually looked at this for the last 6 months and our expenses are twice as high. Well, when we go to plan out what you need for income in retirement and you undershoot us by 50%, that nest egg you've saved isn't going to last as long.
Right.
So it's important now, but it's also important as you transition from having an income from work to being retired. You better know how your expenses stack up, because you don't want to be saying you spend 3,000 when you spend 5.
Right.
That's a big deal. So lifestyle creep's a big part of it. We have a lot of clients that when they get that raise, they increase their 401k contribution.
Yep.
That's a great thing to do.
That's what we're doing now. We should have been doing it all along, but we started doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you also probably know a lot of people that get that raise and all of a sudden they have a new truck. Or
exactly.
New vacation.
Yeah.
Those are depreciating assets. Like, don't get sucked into the lifestyle creep, and focus on what retirement looks like down the road.
Yeah.
So big one there. The saving, especially on the cusp of retirement, we can't be bigger advocates for that. Just knowing where your money is going.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Knowing where your money is going is a big step, and being realistic about what you need to budget. I mean, that's huge. And if you're not realistic when you meet with a financial services professional, they're not going to be able to effectively help you. No, I'm glad you made that point, because that's not something that's said a lot on the show, but people need to understand that.
Yeah. It's like, if you go to the doctor and you tell them half the things that are bugging you, but you leave out, all this other stuff, and they go to try to help you. Like, if they don't know the full picture, they're going to help you as best they can. But if you leave something out, that's going to have a major impact on what the outcome might be. So do it every year. We're not saying go live super cheap and not enjoy life.
Oh yeah. No, you have to live life.
But think about where this money is going, and is it adding value to your life, and does it reflect who you are?
That's good criteria to use. I like that.
This one ties into what you talked about, what you plan on doing, hopefully in the near future, is toss or donate.
Right.
Bank account edition. So kind of ties into what we've already talked about, but we see all the time people come in, we meet with them, build a plan, and it comes up a couple of years later. Oh, I've got this $10,000 401k over here back from a job I had when I was 40 years old.
Just remembered it.
Just
came across the paperwork. Yeah.
Or they got a notice about it and they're like, oh, I completely forgot about it. It's like, have an inventory, go through where those things are. It's not always the easiest thing to get moved over. That's what we can do to help. But take an audit of where all that stuff's at. It's your money.
Yeah.
Get it consolidated, simplify your financial life. Stop letting that stuff linger out there and do something about
Leaving 401ks, old 401ks at your previous employers. That's a really good thing to look for. I mean, why would you do that? You're not working there. Your money shouldn't be either, right?
Yeah, exactly.
If you're not working there, your money shouldn't be working there either. And you can no longer contribute to that account. Yep. You're not in control of it. I know you've talked about that on past shows. Jeff Foley's been on talking about that. And you guys have really made that clear to me that, hey, you need to consolidate where you can, if it makes sense, and put it where it's going to be the most effective to you and the most actively managed. And so many people have old accounts out there.
Yeah. I met with a couple recently, prospective clients of ours, great people. And during the course of talking about what their nest egg looks like, came out that pretty frustrated with all the logins they had to try to figure out and remember because they had stuff scattered in so many different places, which is natural. You change jobs.
Yep.
You keep living life, you keep doing your thing, but it's overwhelming. It's how mistakes happen.
It's how you lose track of things. It's how mistakes happen. You know, you can be logged out of an account because it was an old password and you get it confused. A lot of problems can arise from that.
Yep.
And you guys can really help people streamline that. I love that aspect of it.
Various tools, and we're very diligent about giving you a look at your entire plan or nest egg and start pointing at those things that you haven't been doing and saying, hey, this is time to address it. So
and one thing going through all this, the generational vault is one tool that you guys use, correct? And that's very helpful to keep things organized. And when you do the spring cleaning, it really feels good to get it all in one place and organized. And that's a no cost online service.
Yep. Ties in all your accounts that you have. You can store your estate plan inside of there. You can store family photos if you wanted to. It's just a one-stop shop to get all that organized.
Yeah.
Also, this is the tip here for the bank account edition is hopefully you have an emergency savings account or some sort of cash buffer.
Yep.
Look at it. Is that the right amount for you? If you just had the last kid leave the house and your expenses have dropped, do you need that much in cash, or is it better off being invested? Or are you light on the amount of cash you have, and it's probably time to focus on building that up a little bit? Maybe you had an expense that came up. Just take a look, see if it makes sense. Rule of thumb generally is 3 to 6 months in emergency savings. Just take a look and see if that's the right amount. If not, start making changes.
Sure. And when you say 3 to 6 months, that's 3 to 6 months of living expenses to cover bills and living expenses. If you have 3 to 6 months saved up in an emergency fund where it's liquid, that's a great idea.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So just take a look, see if it still makes sense. That specific amount still makes sense. So next one is new season. So spring is here. Maybe we need to start working on some new money habits. A lot of people, holidays are behind us. We spent a lot of money there. We went through winter. Do we need to re-examine where that money is going? And do we need some new habits that maybe our money's not being spent in the right place and we can make some changes?
Like credit card interest, pay down those debts.
That's just 20, 25, 30% on something you bought, a meal you bought, a clothes, whatever you bought that all of a sudden are costing you 30% extra per year.
Yeah, it's crazy. 24 to 30%. I saw a card the other day, 30% interest. That's insane.
It's
loan sharking.
Yeah,
isn't
absolutely.
I didn't know that was legal. I don't understand how they can allow that. But.
So pay off the card. Look at your 401k. We talked about making incremental increases to your contributions. like most people could probably set aside another 1% to their 401k, for
Oh,
example.
sure, and not notice it. I
No.
mean, if you do it and it goes automatically in there, you're not going to miss it.
No, or contributions to a Roth IRA, whatever it may be.
Sure,
that's going to help you long term.
it
And
is.
you're going to have a lot more success if you do it 10, 15, 20 years in advance rather than, hey, it's time to retire. Let's figure this out. So, big advocates there. And if you've never met with an advisor and gotten a plan, let's do it.
Yeah,
Get
now's the time.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you should be going to the doctor periodically for a checkup. If you've never met with an advisor, call us, like sit down, actually see everything that's under the hood.
Yeah.
And make sure it's in good order.
Good idea.
So advice out there, tip out there is look at your 401k. Can you increase it? Can you consolidate? Can you do something about the credit cards? There are things that everybody can be doing to improve their situation.
Sure.
So
there you go. Yeah, we'll do it. So what's next?
Well, we're going to dive in deeper on these as the next few weeks go by.
Sure.
There's going to be some much more in-depth conversations about these and also some things that I haven't even hit on. But the whole idea is if you're going through and cleaning up your life as far as your house and your junk and your whatnot, do it with your finances. People neglect it, and we see it all the time. They go decades without even thinking about it. They know what's coming in each month, and that hopefully matches or exceeds what's going out. But they don't give thought to the 20 or 30 years they're going to spend in retirement. And you need to do things like this on a regular basis to get your house in order.
Yeah, that sounds great. Well, and you talked about a lot. I mean, auditing your spending, cleaning up your budget, consolidate, set goals, new money goals for the new season, spring. I like it. I like all the ideas you talked about. I like that. So what do you want to leave us with today?
Well, some financial Febreze. Just get that stuff cleaned up and make sure your financial plan's looking and smelling good. But this is a natural time to be thinking about this, about just cleaning things up. So if you've never met with an advisor, this is what we do all day, every day. Give us a call, 651-842-8406. Go to our website, paladinfinancial.com. Tons of resources. You can see those events where you can request a consultation as well. But just give some thought to it. If you've never met with an advisor, meet with one. If you have an advisor, if you're a client listening, we do annual reviews where this is part of our process already. It may not be in the spring, but this is something we're doing every year. Just be mindful about it. Fix things now when it's easy versus when it's a disaster down the road.
Yeah. Well, good advice. And I happen to know a guy. I'm not going to name names, Matt Bryant,
That's right.
but let our listeners know one more time what that phone number is, how they can get a hold of you, and the web address.
All right. Phone number 651-842-8406. Website's paladinfinancial.com. And on there, a lot of good resources.
Yeah.
Also a list of those events that we have around the Twin Cities. 1 hour in the evening where you can listen to our presentation on all matters of financially related topics. So please reach out if you have any questions. We love to chat and make sure your financial house is in good order.
All right. Financial spring cleaning. And I love the topic. Listeners and viewers, thanks for tuning in. That does it for today's episode of Paladin Financial Talk with our host, Matt Bryant.